Hi, my name's Dee Wilkinson and I'm from Southwest Coaching. And I'm acutely aware at the moment in the pandemic that there's a lot of overwhelming press and negativity about what's happening in the world, and understandably so. And it's not about ignoring that, but it's about looking at how that impacts our thinking. And sometimes if we don't start to look at how we control our thinking, things can become very overwhelming, and we can get bogged down by it. So I wanted to share with you a tool that can help you gain back some control in your world and in your thinking. And it's called the Circle of Influence and the Circle of Concern. So this tool was a model created by Stephen Covey, and he wrote a brilliant book that's worth a read called The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. And you can look up this model in more depth in that book. But what I'm going to do today is, in a short presentation, give you a very quick overview of how this tool can help you in your thinking. So currently on the screen, you can see 2 circles, an outer circle and an inner circle. The outer circle is what's called your circle of concern, and the inner circle is called your circle of influence. And I'm going to go through what both of them mean for you. So the circle of concern contains all of our thoughts and the things that may be impacting us, as said, all the things we are concerned about, things that we care about, but sadly, the things that it's really difficult for us to have any control over or do anything about, the areas that we can't really affect any change in. And we often become consumed by this thinking and our thoughts being in this place of all the things that are taking up our thinking, but we can't actually affect or change. And what that does is make us very reactive. It drains our energy, and it's just not a great place to be. And if we remain in here, our thinking eventually becomes more and more disempowered. Our feeling and the feelings of being out of control can get a lot worse. So this is the reactive place of being in the circle, is when we're in this circle of concern. So what we want to try to do is refocus our thinking, because if you just stop for a moment and think, okay, well, what are all the things in my circle of concern? So it could be things around people's personalities we can't change. It could be the coronavirus that we can't change in the pandemic. It could be external forces that are impacting on us. Could be around government policy or the environment. It could be even Brexit. All these things may be outside of our control. And what that does is eventually, with all our thinking being out here, create our circle of influence to get smaller and smaller. And ultimately then we start to feel more disempowered, to the point where we might even feel disabled, that we can't do anything because we're all consumed by all the things that we can't do anything about. And that's when it gets really sticky, and it's not a nice place to be in our heads. So how can we change this? So what we need to do is we need to refocus back on our circle of influence. So as soon as we notice our thinking is out there in the concern part, and we're wasting our time and negative energy, and we're feeling drained because all our thoughts taken up with that, we can start to be more proactive and start to redirect our thinking back into our circle of influence. And this is where we start to become proactive in our thinking, and we start to gain some control back. We start to build our capacity to affect change and influence our world. And it could be really small things. So it could be that, actually, do you know what? I'm just going to make a cup of tea at 2:30. I've got control over that. I'm going to sit down, I'm going to calm down, I'm going to have a cup of tea, and I'm going to think about something nice for 10 minutes. That immediately starts to expand our circle of influence and makes it a bit bigger again. So the sort of things to refocus on in your circle of influence might be around, okay, I feel really strongly about this, so what could I do? I could send a letter to my MP. Or it might be, if it's about my boss or something's going on at work, I could send an email. Or I might need to read a report, or I could have a conversation with somebody, or I could do something for myself. So what are the things that I can actually do, one small step towards either influencing my world or being proactive in my world? And then the more I focus on my circle of influence, the greater and bigger my influence becomes, whether it's within my own personal life or within my organization. So maybe use this tool. You can draw up for yourself 2 circles and think about what are all the things that are concerning me that I can't do anything about, and what are all the things within my influence that I can take small steps to help move myself forward, enable myself to feel more empowered and to take some control back into my world about the things that are around me. If you need a template, feel free to email me. You can get that on info@southwestcoaching.co.uk. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel if you'd like to be notified of further helpful videos with small tools and techniques. And you can share this with somebody if you think it might help them, and follow us on Facebook, Twitter, etc. Southwest Coaching, and LinkedIn as well. So I hope this brief overview has been helpful to you. Do get in touch if you want further info, but there's plenty more information out on the internet, and you can use this tool within your workplace, your organisation, or just your life. So remember, as soon as you have an awareness that your thinking is being taken up by things that you can't do anything about, refocus back into your circle of influence. Take care for now, stay safe, and good luck.